right, welcome everybody to the Mortgage Coach Tuesday interview. Every Tuesday for over 10 years, we are here to bring leadership to you, ideas, strategies, interviews with top producers, interviews with authors, anything to make you a more successful mortgage professional. Today is my special guest for, Ryan, I think this is going on the fourth or fifth interview that we've done, Mr. Ryan Grant. Is that about right?
Yeah, I think probably number 5, maybe, give or take.
Yeah, number 5. So guys, Ryan is just a mega producer, leads a team, leads a region. Ryan, real quick, what kind of production are you looking like you're going to do for the year? And what did you do last year?
Last year was about 360 families served for 185 million. This year, we're probably tracking closer to 450 families served for 250 million, give or take.
Wow. So guys, one of America's most successful mortgage teams, and one of their pillars of business is CPAs and Financial Planners. Joining us on today's interview, we have Tom Meister. Sorry, Tom, I just couldn't resist it. The Meister is with us today. How's it going, bro?
Hey, everybody. Hope you're all doing well.
Good. So I interviewed you, what was it, about 2-3 weeks ago for the first time, and Ryan couldn't make it, but we had the man, his business development manager, whose responsibility is to go out and build relationships with referral partners. So Tom, would it be safe to say that you're, for the Ryan Grant team, you're helping bring in new realtors, new CPAs, new financial planners, any type of affinity referral partner? Is that about right?
Yeah. So I focus on existing and new partnerships, and I consider virtually everybody a partner. So if you're, a CPA, I want to partner with you. If you're a financial planner, I want to partner with you. If you're a lender, I want to partner with you. If you're a real estate agent, I want to partner with you. So yeah, I focus on the growth and the nurturing of our existing relationships.
Love it. So guys, this is a super special interview. We've got the team leader. We've got the business development manager that's driving strategic relationships in a very big way, in a very successful way. So before I start asking these guys questions and we get into what they're doing and how they're doing it, I want to remind the community that when I founded Mortgage Coach over 20 years ago, my number one referral source was CPAs and financial planners, and I had developed a system that worked. That's how I got on stage at Sales Mastery to come and tell my story of how I'd get business from CPAs and financial planners. We are going to put a link in show notes to that. It's called The Art of Referral. I also did a post before this call, and it's something that absolutely worked 20 years ago. But I know it's also a lot of the premises and the strategies in that, they work the same today. So I would say if you do want to master the strategy of working with CPAs and financial planners, I'd say it's a must read, not just because I wrote it, but I think it's a really good piece of content. Also want to remind you guys that I've done a lot of interviews with top producers that kill it with CPAs and advisors. We have a playlist called Financial Advisors. This will be part of that. But I looked at it before the call. We've got about 12 or 14 interviews that we've done on this topic. And if you want to become a ninja with CPAs, financial planners, and just advisors, watch some of those other interviews. So we've got a lot of content on this topic. So Ryan, why don't we start off with you and just why CPAs and financial planners and why it's a pillar that you resource and you focus on?
Yeah, we always want to diversify our business into the 7 different pillars that we've kind of identified as where we want our business to come from, right? And one of those is our trusted professionals, right? It's going to be our ancillary business professionals, your CPAs, financial planners, estate planning attorneys, contractors, family law practices. And there's a lot of business that you can get from those people, but more importantly, your clients need all those people. So to run a really well-rounded mortgage practice and to be able to commit to the client that you're going to be a higher level of value than the next mortgage loan officer, you don't only want to get referrals from those people, but you need CPAs and financial planners to round out your advice and guidance, right? Because we can ask the right questions, but we're not licensed tax preparers. We're not, licensed financial planners. So we know the questions to ask. We know what to listen for. We know how to kind of figure out the answers to those questions and then think, okay, this person can use the financial planner for these reasons, right? This person needs a tax professional for these reasons. So part of our value is helping our clients in every aspect of real estate and finance, not just mortgage. And so more importantly than just getting referrals from those people, it's being able to round out our guidance and advice that we have for our clientele.
So it's fair to say it's not just a referral source of loans and incremental. It's important to the overall practice that you have this. So it improves your service and your value proposition, as well as it's a source of business. Is that fair enough?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, all of our originators are trained in every aspect of personal finance, real estate, overall generational wealth planning, tax and accounting, right? And so we have our partners, come to our weekly meetings and talk about what's happening in their professions and go over the questions we should be asking and the answers we should be listening for. So they're very much a part of the team, and we just happen to be able to have a great referral source back and forth because of the way that we work. And they know we're very unique as a mortgage practice because most mortgage professionals don't operate the way we do. And so they really look to us when it comes to anything real estate or finance related for themselves and for their clients.
Love it. Love it. And guys, one of the reasons why I started marketing this many weeks ago, we created a special banner. I put it as the cover of today of the Mortgage Coach Facebook group, and I'm going to keep it there all week. It's because I do think this strategy is a really important one. I mean, well, there's a lot of ways of getting business, realtors, corporate relationships, and I'm going to ask Ryan in a minute, what are your 7 pillars? But guys, this is a really important one. I mean, I would say your most important pillar is your past customers because those are your clients for life. So that is the number one most important pillar to have great systems and process around. But realtors are important. So are CPAs and financial planners. So Ryan, let's, what are those other 7, just so we can kind of set the table with, you say there's 7 that you guys focus on. What are those 7?
Yeah. So we have, past clients, obviously database. We have personal sphere and social media, which is kind of like your marketing to your existing kind of relationships. You have realtor partners. You have what we call trusted professionals, which are going to be CPAs, financial planners, estate planning attorneys, family law practices, and contractors. You have builders. You have direct to consumer, which is going to be any direct to consumer platform that you're currently interfacing in. And then you have corporate affinity partnerships. So like our Facebook partnership, we have, we're working on a few others right now with some companies here locally. So those are the 7 that we focus on in figuring out how can we diversify our business, because in every market, there's going to be a winner and a loser, right? Sometimes the realtor market's going to be the loser because there's not a lot of real estate being sold, but family law practices with, divorce and family planning, people that need, tax benefits or liability management in some capacity, people need to, divest out of real estate or out of the, investment markets. So every market's going to have a winner and a loser. And if we're not diversified across all 7 of those platforms, obviously, like you said, database being number 1, we're always going to be kind of pigeonholed to a market based upon kind of the fundamentals of that market.
Love it. Okay, guys. So if you have questions for Ryan, put them down below. This is going to be a Q&A, pure interview. While he is going to share some things on his screen throughout the conversation, I'm just going to be asking him questions. And I definitely have openings for your questions. So if you have questions, put them in Zoom chat or put them in the comment section of our Facebook group. And if you're watching the recording of this, it's not too late. You can still ask a question and I'll make sure you get an answer to it. So let us know what you have down below. So Ryan, let's talk about your CPAs and financial planners and what kind of business are you getting out of them? Like, what is the results that you're getting? What's your most productive CPA and financial planning relationship? How many leads and referrals is this channel bringing in for you guys?
Yeah, every relationship's different. Some of our financial planners basically run everything by us, right? So we'll get, 5 a week, right, from one planner. Some we have relationships with existing like entire firms. So it's not just one financial planner, it's in a financial planning firm where we'll do, bi-weekly or monthly kind of team updates about the mortgage and housing markets. We'll be on their podcasts or their, webinars that they're hosting for their clientele, and then we'll bring them into ours. So everybody's going to be a little bit different, and a lot of it depends upon the size of how many families that CPA or that financial planner is serving. And it could be where, one person is serving maybe 30 families, which in the normal world wouldn't be all that advantageous, right? Because it's only 30 people you could have the opportunity to help. But that one person works for a larger firm. You do well for them. They introduce you to the lead partners of that firm, and then now you get in with everybody. So it's different for everyone, but the key is just to differentiate your value proposition, and you should get every single referral because they realize their practice becomes better by having you as a part of it, the same way that our practice becomes better by having them as a part of it. So that's the key. But Tom will tell you, anytime you go into a meeting with a CPA or financial planner, they're always going to think of you the same. Oh, another mortgage guy, right, who just has his hand out, who's just asking for referrals. He'll never refer us anybody, and just wants to do refinances and help people sell loans. But when they get done learning about our Art of Home Ownership platform and what it really means and how that really grows into their business, then they'll give us everybody. We had a financial planning firm the other day who we showed them what we're doing with our Art of Home Ownership platform, and they were so excited about it that they wanted to offer it to all 211 of the families that they manage money for. So we've adopted all 211 of those families into our ecosystem, right? So those are now our clients. Now they're not transactions right now, but the goal is that they will become transactions over time because we've married the databases together, right? And that's where you see a big lift. That's where you're not just hoping for one-off referrals. That's where you've really become a part of their business.
Love that. So Sarah, thank you for your questions. I will definitely make sure both your questions get asked and keep them coming if you have more. So before I get into those specific questions like Sarah has, how do you approach the CPA? And Tom, we're going to bring you into the conversation on that. Do you have a presentation or a way that you present to them? We're going to get to that, but I want to do that in the second half. What
Sure.
I want to do for the next, I don't know, maybe it'll be 5 minutes, maybe it'll be 10 minutes. I'm going to start with you with this question, Ryan, and then Tom, the same question's coming to you because I just want to, I'm sure you guys have a different way of saying it, but what is your value prop? Like when you go to a CPA and financial planner, and I'm not looking for like a 10-minute elevator script, but how would you, by the way, if you want to give us a 1-minute script, we'll take it. But I want to just start with like, what is the Ryan Grant team value proposition to a CPA or financial planner?
Yeah, so it's different to each, right? So it's different to a financial planner than it is a CPA. So let's assume, Dave, you're a financial planner. Basically, my quick elevator pitch would be, you know what, Dave, we're a very unique mortgage practice. We operate under a platform of helping clients in every aspect of real estate or finance. We don't just focus on the mortgage. And oftentimes the mortgage opens up opportunities for us to learn about their financial planning or lack thereof. And because we adopt so many clients in on a monthly or annual basis, the options for us to help them in other areas of finance outside of just the mortgage is phenomenal. And so we need to partner with financial planners that are similar to us in nature, that can help our clients in all the other areas outside of just the debt planning. Right. So I'd love to get a couple minutes of your time, talk to you about our platform, what we're doing, how we're adopting so many new clients, and how those clients are going to need you. Because our assumption is that we'll probably refer you a lot more business than you refer us, and that's okay. But a lot of our partners have actually wanted to kind of marry the databases and ensure that they kind of bring us into their practice, because what we found is we add a lot more value to your financial planning practice than just a mortgage provider. Right. So I'd love to chat with you about that and show you kind of what we have in store.
Love it. And what would you say is the nuanced difference between a CPA and an advisor and how you tell your story and your approach?
I mean, ultimately just, a few key verbiage changes, right? Like, because we're adopting so many people, we know that a lot of them need tax planning help, right? They need to understand if they're maximizing their tax benefits, either, as they own real estate or as they're trying to grow into, a generational wealth planning phase of their life. And we know that the tax laws are changing and nuanced every single year. So our clients need to stay on top of that. And if we don't offer that as a part of our platform, then we're just another mortgage professional. When I'm sure you've met plenty of those. We are quite different, and we want to explain to you why that is.
Cool. So Guys, I want to give my delineation on that. The biggest difference is that a financial planner, if they're a fee planner, the more money they have under management, the more money they make. So they don't want people to take money from them. They want them to invest. And even if they're a fee planner, they want more families to do financial planning for, and they want the families that do business with them to invest more with them and not take it out. So when you can show your advice in a way that says, hey, if you refer someone to me, they're going to be a better investor and they're going to build wealth faster because they're going to make better mortgage decisions, that resonates. And with a CPA, they're just more concerned that you don't screw up. Like, they don't get income based off of investments. They're going to be very concerned that you don't hurt a relationship. And they're going to understand the common sense that, hey, your advice is going to make my family make a better decision. We're good to go. But man, I really can't have you screw up on a client. And financial planners don't want you to screw up either. They just have a self-interest that's a little different than a CPA. Anything you would add to that, Ryan?
No, yeah, I think that's spot on. One of the things we hear the most from all of our trusted professionals is, you know, one of the first questions I ask is like, what has your experience been like when working with mortgage professionals? And usually it's underwhelming, and they say, look, all we're really looking for is just someone that does a good job, right? Someone who doesn't sell our clients loan products they shouldn't have, someone who understands a little bit about financial planning, and someone who just, makes sure our clients have good customer service. And it's such a low bar, right? I mean, it's the lowest bar they could ever set, right? Which is, if we refer you someone, please don't upset them, right? I was like, if we can't figure that out, we shouldn't be in the game. So when I say, look, that the loan part and the customer service part is actually easy for us. What I think you're going to find interesting is how we elevate every client's experience and how we elevate the value we bring to the client, and how that translates into how it elevates your business as well. Because our goal isn't just to get business from you, it's to actually give quite a lot of business to you, and collectively we can grow our practices together. That's, Tom and I kind of have this song and dance we do with all of our partners, which is, look, we have a team that gets the loans done quite easy, right? Like, the loans are not the hard part for us, even though it can be challenging for many people. The hard part for us, and the part that we enjoy the most, is actually building businesses, right? Like, we want to help grow your business in a multitude of ways. And so then we get into, how are they generating new leads? How are they converting that business? How are they adding value to their database? And those are conversations that they're just not used to having with any sort of loan officer. So at that point, it's just kind of like wow, these people can really help us. And because they can help us, we should probably give all of our clients to them, because they have a platform that adds value to all of our clients as well.
Love it. So Tom, I'm bringing a speedball to you in just a second. I just want everybody to connect a dot on something that he said. At the end of the day, the premise is, my advice makes a difference. And then they're able to show that. And when he goes through the art of referral, when you think about how Mortgage Coach and the total cost analysis and the transparency of showing different options over time, it's being able to tell that financial advisor that my advice, my platform makes a difference, and then being able to show them that. And when you show them that, and you tell them that, and you can do it in like 15 minutes, you win a lot of CPAs and financial planners. So Tom, let's kind of do the script with you, because you are the guy out there on the front end calling, financial planners, CPAs. If you could describe your value prop, and as much as you want to give it to us in a script, we'll take it.
Yeah, I have a light script that I've kind of worked up that I actually use, and kind of like we already said, I tweak a few words here and there, basically just filling in service with who they are, financial planner, CPA. But I like to just quickly take a step back from this, because to me, I think that kind of a reframe is in order, right? Because we've kind of already touched on it, right? Like, a lot of these people, they just want you to do a good job, like on the loan, and not make them look bad, right? And that's quite sad. And, I told you last time I was on, I did title for 6 years. I worked with hundreds, of lenders, probably worked with thousands of real estate professionals, and nobody really differentiates themselves. They're constantly doing what other people say should be valuable to them. Oh, I want you to do this, right? So if you're constantly running around trying to service other people, and that's your value proposition, to me, I just thought it's worth highlighting. I had the same value proposition every single time, and it doesn't change. And what that allows me to do is, I don't have to, what I always said in title, and don't get me wrong, love title. And I have a lot of friends who still do title, but it's low margins, volume driven. And the challenge, and I feel like I see it now constantly with lenders and real estate professionals, is value competes with return on investment. The more value you try and drive people, which is your job, right? You're trying to be valuable. But that's why I quit my job in title and, came over to partner with Ryan, is because my value proposition is so easy for me to deliver because it should mean something to the right people, right? So I don't have to walk around trying to impress them with what I'm not. I impress them with what I am, right? And they're blown away. Like I think I mentioned it last time, one of our new financial partners in LA, they loved our process. They just wanted us to do a good job on the loan, right? I think it was a week and a half ago with them, just trying to value add back to them. What I did was I showed them how to utilize a platform called StreamYard, which is to go live in multiple places. They were using this just like Zoom to do a lot of their webinars. And so as a business development, I was like, hey, let me show you StreamYard, how you can do this and kind of like level up your online webinar game. So I'm happy to give you a quick little script here, but do you have any questions about that, Dave?
No, let's hear the script and then we'll ask questions about it in River community.
Yeah, goals, please help me make it better. So how I usually approach them, and I saw the questions from Sarah, so maybe we can get to that in a second, but I like to always take the approach of being respectful and kind of, I want to be mindful of their time. So I usually always say the exact same thing, which is, hi, my name's Thomas Meister. I'm with the Ryan Grant team out here in Orange County. If you have a minute, I'd love to schedule some time with you. We're looking for a financial planner in the San Diego market to refer our clients to. We've been growing out in that market, with our new platform, The Art of Homeownership. Do you have a minute? And I'm going to wait for them to say something, because I want to be respectful of their time. It might not be a good time. And if they're going to say, like, who are you? Like, what is this about? If you have some time, great. I'd love to explain it to you, but I'm honestly just looking to find someone to give our clients to. I'm not trying to sell anything. I can't tell you how many times some of these people are like, are you selling leads? And I'm like, no, I'm not selling leads. Like, it doesn't matter. Realtors say that, financial planners say that. No, I literally just want to give you my clients. Okay. Like, I'm with the Ryan Grant team. We're out here in Orange County in California. Some of these people I talked to, was doing we have a new financial planner in Wisconsin. And at this point, this is where I lose the script most of the time, is because I'm looking to establish a bond with them. And, I want them to laugh. I want to just, talk with them. Obviously everybody's in quarantine. So there's usually a lot of, things that we can kind of relate on. And so I just respectfully at this point take a step back and say, look, I know I'm calling you out of the blue. So, I work for a lender, I'm with the Ryan Grant team with Fairway Mortgage. I don't know if you have an established, lending referral partnership that gives you a lot of business, but if you have time right now, I can share more, but maybe if you don't, we can schedule some time, like what works best for you. And now their interest is peaked and I feel like they've lowered their barrier. And it's almost the same script with everyone, right? That's with CPAs, that's with just about anybody. So if you have questions about that, I see Sarah's question. What is, it's called StreamYard. So if you Google StreamYard, it's essentially a platform. It's kind of like Zoom, only minus the audience. You can go live in like up to 5 different places. There's multiple services like that. That's just the one I use right now. Questions, Dave? Anybody?
Yeah, so I want to get 3 different scripts out of this call right now. I'm going to give you guys one. You just gave us kind of your cold call currently. And then I'm going to want you to formulate, if you were calling because you just closed a loan for someone, or you just have someone in process, and now you're doing kind of the page 5, and you're calling because a mutual client referred you. I want to hear your script on that. So guys, this script that I'm going to say right now, I know it works because I've done it hundreds and thousands of times personally, and I've trained a lot of loan officers. Now it's not better than the script he just did. It's just different. And I lean towards that one might actually pull better because he's calling up and saying, hey, we're looking for a financial planner in this market. And there's going to be like, oh, there's a sense of interest and prestige that goes with that. So I think that will probably pull better. But the point of me giving you this one is there's a lot of scripts, guys, and you just got to make the calls. Whether they're a referral from a current client, whether you're just going through the business journal and you're targeting the 25 top CPAs and 25 top financial planners in your county or city, whatever it is, whether you Google and you're looking for who's the most active on Google in your community, you got to make the calls. And so the script I used to use is, hey, my name is Dave Savage with Excalibur Mortgage. I specialize in working with CPAs. If I was calling on financial planners, I specialize in working with financial planners. If I was calling a divorce attorney or a bankruptcy attorney, I specialize in working with bankruptcy attorneys, but I specialize in working with financial planners and their clients, helping them build wealth with real estate. Do you ever have clients that ask you about real estate financing and mortgages? And you could just tell, like, it is a pure cold call, and it's like the most pure cold call you could ever make. But trust me, guys, you make 100 of those, you're going to get some meetings. If you make 20 of those, you're going to get a couple meetings. And yeah, you're going to get some people that will immediately, that never comes up. Delete. Oh, that comes up, but I have a lender. So that's, call it the coldest cold call script there ever was the one I just did. Something a little more strategic and better, what Tom did. Tom, what would be like really strategic? You have someone in process, you've leveraged them to call a CPA or financial planner, or it's a past client, but what would a warm call sound like for you?
A warm call, I mean, I guess I would classify that as they know me and they're maybe expecting something from me. But
you have a name. You were referred by someone.
I was referred by somebody. I would say it's the same thing, but I would say now they have to talk to me. That's the difference, is they psychologically, they can't not talk to me, right? Because once I name drop, hey, Ryan, I hope you're having a great day. My name is Thomas Meister. I'm with the Ryan Grant team. Dave Savage gave me your contact information. We're actually we just closed a loan with him, and he said that you're his rock star financial planner. And if you haven't, I'm gonna just go to my script now. If you have a minute, or we could schedule some time, like, we're really looking to find like a good financial planner that we can refer more of our clients to. So like, I know I'm calling you out of the blue. I want to be respectful of your time. Like, do you have some time right now? Do you have a minute, or can we schedule something? And he's going to say, yeah. So it's done at that point. I try not to overthink this. I forget what book or what I'm stealing this from, but I always like to look at my scripts again and say, how many words can I cut out of there? How can I boil this down to as few words as possible, right? To convey a feeling, right? I'm stealing this from somebody. People don't remember what you say. They only remember how you make them feel. So what's he going to walk away with feeling? Oh, that Thomas guy, like, oh, he was referred by Dave. He must be cool, or Dave likes him. And he was really respectful. Like, I want to talk to him. That's kind of like what he walks around with feeling now, right? So that's what I'm trying to build with these people, is I'm trying to plant a seed, right? Because the truth is, I might not get to talk to him right now, right? And the other truth is, I think the art of homeownership is great. He has no idea what it is, right? So I don't like to walk around trying to distract people, right? And I always used to say this as title. I literally say this to some of our clients right now. If y'all haven't picked up the Challenger Sale book, which Ryan had me reading, I think I'm on my third read of it now. Like, with the Challenger Sale, like, I actually tell them, all our partners, hey, like, I like to encourage boundaries. So you should have good boundaries with me, and I'm going to have good boundaries with you. But respectfully, if we're talking about business growth or something like that, and there's something I think either we could do, or that maybe you shouldn't do, or that we should talk about, like, I want to challenge that. Is that okay? And everybody says yes, especially when you're asking for permission that way. And so I don't want to walk around throwing things at them. And I feel like that's what most, and I'll leave room now, because obviously that's why I quit my job Untitled to come work for Ryan, is because with the art of homeownership as my value proposition, I still don't want to be a distraction to you. And what I mean by that is trying to obligate you to give me a deal, right? Whether that's a loan, or whether that's back when I was entitled a title order, right? Is, hey, here's a new app. Hey, do you need these flyers? Like, we can co-brand them, right? And that's just par, and which is sad, by the way. That printing, co-branding flyers and some of these other things, that's just par for the course, right? And I feel like it's changing rapidly, and Ryan will probably talk to that, right? Like, in the industry, in the future, mortgage professional, you're either going to be the cheapest or most valuable, right? So the art of homeownership to me is that different. It's my holistic, all-encompassing value proposition. I don't have to offer you anything else. That is why I'm valuable to you. It should mean something to you. And if it doesn't, that's a tell, is that maybe we're not a good fit.
I
so
love
hopefully that answers your script question.
I love what you said about, be the most valuable loan officer, and it'll all take care of itself. And you need to be able to communicate that succinctly. I love that. So guys, there are scripts in the advisory playlist. This is not necessarily in Scriptapalooza. So someone just asked about, is this a Scriptapalooza? I think to get the scripts that we talked about here, first of all, read Art of Referral, we're going to get more scripts out of this call, and then listen to other interviews that I've done on this topic. And then most importantly, make it yours. If it's not, did you hear what Tom said? A lot of the success comes from the confidence that he shows, the energy that he shows. And if you just write down his script and you play this playbook exactly the way these guys are, it's not going to be yours. You're not going to show up with the same level of authenticity. Also, if you're a loan officer and your advice really doesn't make a difference, you give people fee worksheets, it will show up in your confidence. It will show up. Like if you are a mortgage strategist and you know how to help a family with a move-up analysis, you know how to help a family with a refinance my mortgage and reinvest the difference, or you know how to help a financial planner do a cash versus mortgage. If you know how to do these things, and they're all easy things for you to talk about, you're going to show up differently with your first call to get a meeting, and you're going to show up differently in that meeting than if you're just using these scripts. You have to become a mortgage advisor to be a mortgage advisor. So,
yeah, if I can really quick, Dave.
Yes.
I would say, guys, listen to this again. And when I started in the title industry, I had some mentors. I literally just recorded them and then just regurgitated what they said, then made it my own, exactly like Dave just said. Just watch this video again, listen to Dave, listen to Ryan, and write down, create your own scripts. But I literally record Ryan. I just sometimes, when we could do face-to-face meetings, and to answer that question I saw in the comments, no, I'm not doing a lot of face-to-face meetings right now. Yes, people are back in their offices. But that's how you do it, is you approach it like, a stud NFL player would. Always hustling, always, some of the best players, they're not super talented. They just work harder than everybody else. So you kind of got to approach this that same way. And, I've tried to be a student of Ryan's in that, where, I'd like to think I'm personable, but I want to be, I don't want them to have a doubt in their mind that I'm the right person for them to work with, and that I know what I'm talking about, right? That in a way, once you've handled all the objections, you know exactly how you're going to respond to people. I think that's huge, is when they're asking you a question, how you respond to that question is, again, going to dictate a lot of how they feel about you. So.
Love it. So Ryan, I'm coming to you next. Tom, we just got a comment saying Tom is a stud from Alberto. So Alberto, thank you for that nice comment. Remember, guys, keep the questions coming. So coming to you with this, Ryan. So one, you've heard us talk about intro scripts. I want to see if you have any, perspectives that you want to lay over that. And then I want to transition to, okay, we got the meeting. They said, hey, I got some time for you. And, you've mentioned art of homeownership multiple times. I want to go through, okay, we got the meeting. We're going to make some powerful value props, and then we're going to show them how we do it. But before we do that, any comments you have about just getting the meeting or the scripting that you've heard?
No, I think getting a meeting is relatively easy. When we have more to give than to ask for, most people aren't getting that phone call, right? You're not going to, most CPAs or financial planners aren't getting a phone call from a mortgage professional saying, hey, we have hundreds of clients that are going to need your help. And every month or every year, the goal is we have hundreds and thousands more. And our practice is based upon holistic financial planning, with us handling the real estate and mortgage side of it. But it doesn't work without the financial planning and the tax planning side of it. And so I'd love to chat with you about what we're doing in the marketplace, how we work. Love to learn more about how you work and see if we'd be a good fit to work together, because our clients definitely need somebody to help them in this arena. It's just, I don't know if Tom's ever got a no. I don't know if I've ever gotten a no, but I've gotten a lot of no's before that was my presentation. And a lot of times people were just like, no, I'm good. Because I used to just call and say, hey, look, I'm a really good mortgage professional. I know what I'm doing. Your clients are going to have great experience. We have great customer service. We, structure the loan well. Yeah, we have. Fast. I never said that one. But yeah, it's just getting the meeting. Yeah, getting the meeting should be easy if you have more to offer than what you're asking for.
Can I?
All right. So we've given you what you need to get the meeting, and trust me, the script, the cold calling script of all cold call, it will get you meetings, and being more strategic will get you meetings. And now showing up in that meeting, and let's assume it's a Zoom meeting right now, there's going to be a little bit of show and tell. I'm going to ask you good questions and listen and tailor, and then I'm going to teach you some things about there's more to mortgage advice than you ever knew before. By the way, I'm not going to say that, but they are, by the end of that meeting, they're just going to be going, wow, I trust this guy. I respect this team and this platform. My clients are better off doing business with these guys than anybody else. They can get referred to a family member that loves them. It wouldn't be as good as a referral to this team because they wouldn't be getting Art of Homeownership. They wouldn't be getting Mortgage Coach, Total Cost Analysis. They wouldn't be getting the same advice. So Ryan, let's have you take the first swat at that. Walk us through, and what are your typical first meetings? Are they 15 minutes or 30 minutes? How long do you typically schedule?
We schedule an hour.
Okay, so you schedule an hour.
Yep.
And so it's bold, guys, to schedule an hour on the first meeting. If anybody else is doing things differently, let me know down below. And again, I think there's a lot of ways of being successful. Back in my day, I usually scheduled 30 minutes and it was like a discovery. And I always did things in kind of a two-step, like 30-minute discovery. And then as long as I could get for my second meeting, walk us through that hour meeting. Just give us the high level on that. And then Tom will bring you in to add your perspectives on that.
Yeah, we take that same two-step approach. It's just to get through everything we do and how we do it. It takes time. The first part of that meeting is the discovery. It's asking questions. It's saying, hey, how do you, in your previous experience with mortgage professionals, talk us through what that relationship looks like. Right? What have you found? When in your process does mortgage or real estate come up? Right? So it's a lot of questions in that first kind of 15 to 30 minutes, depending upon how much they want to offer up. Last part of it is us talking about our uniqueness, right? What makes us different, what makes us, stand out amongst the mortgage professional community. And then at the end of that meeting, and I'll jump into it in a second, but at the end of that meeting, we'll get into, hey, at this point, we've talked about what we do. If you're interested in a partnership, I'd like to schedule a secondary meeting, and we'll pull out our phones and our calendars right there. And then we actually get into what we're going to be doing, like how we're going to work together on a month-to-month basis, our database engagement campaigns, if they want to come on to Art of Homeownership or not. So the second meeting is more about solidifying the partnership. The first meeting is learn and explain. Second meeting is kind of the solidification of the partnership.
It sounds like part of your pull is I want to bring you into the Art of Homeownership, and I want to bring your clients into it. So you're always up for a referral, but at the end of the day, I want to make my service platform available to you and your customers. That is really your pitch, right?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, my phone rang. So one of the things that we want to do is we don't just want to be selling the entire time, because in large part, you're not going to want to work with every CPA or financial planner you come across. So this is just as much an interview for that person to work with us and to be on our Art of Homeownership platform than it is us to work with them. And people can sense that. Right? Like you can literally sense, like, am I being sold here, or am I actually being interviewed because this team wants to see if I'm good enough to be a part of something that sounds really great. And as soon as someone realizes that they may not get the job, conversation or the dynamic changes, right? Like it stops becoming about, do I want to work with them or not? And it starts becoming, I really want to work with them. How do I do this? Right. And so that dynamic shift is really what we need, right? Same thing with anybody, right? Clients, realtors, any referral partner, anybody in your world, they should know that being able to work with you is a privilege, and they're going to get more out of that relationship than they're going to have to put into it.
Got it. So let's do this. I want either you or Tom to do a bit of a walkthrough to the Art of Homeownership.
Sure.
Mortgage Coach, if you're watching this, when I interviewed Ryan on how he won the Facebook relationship, how he was able to get Facebook to say, hey, we want our 400,000 employees for you to be the preferred lender. So listen to that interview. He did a walkthrough of it with that perspective. I think I also did an interview just called Art of Homeownership with Ryan Grant. So there's a couple interviews. I'll put them down below. I think I've done enough interviews with Ryan Grant now. I probably need to have a Ryan Grant playlist in the morning YouTube channel. So I think we've got enough. And I've interviewed Sosi and I've interviewed Tom. And so we're going to create a Ryan Grant playlist after today's call, FYI, everybody.
Finally made it.
What's that?
I said I finally made it. Got my own mortgage coach channel.
you know, Josh has one,
Yeah.
Jeremy has one, and Bill Hart has one. So I don't
Pretty
think,
great dudes.
yeah, you know, some pretty amazing people. So,
Yeah.
so give us the, or not, give us the art of referral walkthrough. And if you do want to share your screen,
Yeah.
however, here's what I want. I want like, how would you do it with a planner? Like
Yep.
say something and you show something, and let's assume that discovery has taken place.
Yeah.
So you've asked all the right questions. You've decided like, you know what? I want to win this relationship. I want their trust. I want their respect. I want them. Give us the show and tell of how you would do that.
Yeah, it's a great clarifier. If we get through the first 30 minutes and I realize this is a partner that will be a great partner, then we dive into, okay, now I'm going to kind of go into sales mode here, right? And so I'll share my screen and kind of walk you guys through. So in our platform, what I'll let the client know is, hey, you know, or the, you know, with Dave, let's assume you're the financial planner. I'm going to say, Dave, one of the things that separates us is, you know, not only the questions we ask, but how many people we get to ask those to. So I'll show them our page, right? You know, this is one of our realtors pages here, so I'll just show you this for now. But I'm going to say, so one of the things, Dave, that we do that separates us is we offer all 7 of our services to every single human being in the community. Right. So this is how we adopt so many new clients. Now, we're fortunate to be the #1 lending team in Orange County. You know, we're fortunate that we help a lot of families. But if we only, you know, the 450 families that we help in a year, obviously, if we referred a lot of those people to you, we'd be a great partner. But if we get thousands of people coming to us per year that aren't necessarily transactions, but end up being clients, that gives us the opportunity to talk to you. So all of our clients get relocation services. They get, you know, if someone wants to sell their home and, you know, the realtor says, hey, if you put $20,000, $30,000 into this house, you could sell it for 50, 60 grand more. Normally they have to come take that money from you. We have no cost, no fee, pre-sales renovation financing where we can help someone renovate their home prior to selling it and doesn't have to pay anything, doesn't have to take anything from you. They don't have to pay any capital gains taxes, and they can sell that home and make top dollar on it. We also help them what's called a financial transition plan. Right? So when they transition from their one home to the next, we make it real clear, you shouldn't always just put all the equity from one home into the next. Right? This is where, have you talked to a financial planner? And I think I've had this conversation maybe 4 or 5 times in the last couple of weeks. And I don't talk to a ton of clients anymore, but the ones that I do, they're trying to figure out the transition from one home to the next, and they haven't brought a financial planner into that conversation. So they may just take this $500,000 and put it into this new home when they only need $200,000 to get into this new home, and the other $300,000 can be used for retirement planning. So all of the things we do relocation-wise are to ensure the client is maximizing their financial gain from one home to the next. Right? They get a home concierge service that comes into their home and acts like a personal assistant for their house. We send them monthly real estate wealth digests so they can figure out on a monthly basis what they're doing through their net worth in real estate. But this is kind of the key here, right? So every year, Dave, one of the things that we do for all of our clients, every person who signs with the Art of Homeownership, and ultimately all of your clients, is we're going to do a review. Now, the assumption is, now, Dave, you probably do reviews on a annual basis, biannual basis with your clients. You know, they'll say whatever that answer is. But we're going to talk about things like, hey, you know, and again, if they're your client, we're going to tailor this a little bit differently because we know they're getting the financial planning guidance and advice. But I would probably say 95% of the people we talk to are not going to be your client, right? So we're going to talk about stuff like when you buy a home or now that you have a home, do you have the proper umbrella policies, disability insurance, or life insurance? Because it's great to own a home, but if you're not protected and something happens, the last thing we want is for you to lose that house. And they go, yeah, I know, I don't have that in order. Okay, well, great. We can put you in touch with Dave and he can help you figure that out based upon your goals and financial plan. What about financial planning? Do you feel really confident in your retirement plan? Not necessarily. All right, well, we would talk to our clients and I'd say, you know, Tom, if you're going to run out of money, when do you want to know? Now or when it happens? Yeah, probably now. Great. Well, let's make sure we have a plan in place. All right, so we'll get in touch with Dave to be able to do that. All right, what about generational wealth planning? Have you talked to your parents about how their retirement or lack thereof is going to benefit you positively or negatively? No, I haven't. What about children, college planning, helping them invest in real estate or buy their first home? Yeah, we haven't really thought through that. Okay, great. Well, let's get Dave involved so we can figure out how you guys can create really, you know, sound generational wealth. Then we get into long-term real estate planning and credit and debt management. And again, I won't go through it all, but when I show a financial planner that this is what we do, and then I go say, oh, and by the way, we can offer it to every single client or every single person in the community. right? I can go offer all 7 of these valuable services without selling anything, without having them pay anything, right? So you can imagine how many people were signing up, right? Like we signed up 187 Facebook employees in 4 hours when we went up to their campus, and none of them wanted anything to do with real estate or finance. They were literally just at work, right? So now those people were able to put in touch with our financial planners up in Silicon Valley and the Bay Area. And so financial planners start rolling this around in their head, and they start thinking, like our team from Madison, like Tom was saying, so wait, all of our clients can now have these things, right? Like all 211 clients from the Madison group, they said, all right, well, wouldn't that add value to us as financial planners or CPAs if we can come out and say, hey, as our clients, we've invested and we partner with a company that's going to offer you all these services in every area of real estate and finance. And they're going to take care of the annual financial review along with us, but all these other things their clients aren't getting. So they start realizing, man, if I can offer this to all my clients and all my potential new clients, and I can add this as kind of like an extra feather in my cap, how great is that? And then we want to get real clear with them that this is a honor and a privilege to be a part of this, and we show them our page, right? So these are our, estate planning attorneys. These are our CPAs and tax professionals. These are our financial planners. Say, look, we really only want the 3 top, people that we find in any given market to work with. So this is our Orange County page, right? Then we have a partnership page up in the Bay Area. We have in LA and Riverside, and so we only let them know, look, we're only looking for 3. We don't want to go work. We don't want to be everything to everyone. We just want to be the right things to the right people, the same way that we want the right people to work with our clientele and vice versa. So, we would love, if from everything you've told me, I think you'd be a great fit to be a part of our platform and for our clients to work with. And again, based on what you've told me on your practice, I think that, we'd be a great fit to work together. So this is just kind of a quick overview of how we get them to realize there's some exclusivity around it, right? They should want to be on this page more than we want them to be on this page. Right? And as soon as you change that dynamic and let them know, you have way more ability to aggregate and generate more leads than they do, right? You have much more of an ability to engage people and talk about something that is more relevant to the majority of Americans, right? Like buying a home is much more relevant to most Americans than planning for retirement, which is crazy to think about, but people put in that order: buy home, plan for retirement. Really should be plan for retirement, buy home, but most people have it backwards. And so when the financial planner or the CPA or whomever realizes that, and they realize you could actually drive them more leads than any other source they've ever worked with, right? Because of our platform, it becomes a pretty easy thing to partner.
Yeah, and the other thing, guys, I hope you get the takeaway is that, and this was the center to my value prop, was that when you refer a client to me, they're going to be more financially healthy, they're going to be more loyal to you, and they're going to refer more people to you. Like I am a referral multiplier as a relationship. Now, I worked literally with hundreds of CPAs and financial planners annually, so I didn't do the I'm going to promise you referrals. I mean, I had a few that I made that the value prop, but my value prop was just truly better well-being for your clients. And I'm a referral machine. Like you refer them to me, whatever the number of referrals that you'd get to them without me, you're going to get more. So, and then I would show, I didn't have Art of Homeownership. I pretty much just had Mortgage Coach. And then I would email them and text them, and well, text wasn't a thing there, so I didn't do that. I can even remember before email, I had info fax. I would automatically fax them updates. So the point of the matter is, guys, you can have more than 3 partners, but this is what Ryan does. This is how he does it. This is exactly what he's doing. So we only got about 10 minutes left, Ryan. If you could just do 3 minutes on a TCA, just showing how you position that within Art of Homeownership. And guys, when you think of Art of Homeownership, it's marketing, it's words and how he describes it. It's an entire sales experience. And then there are other technologies. I know Mortgage Coach is a technology that drives advice. I know you guys use HomeBot, House Happy, and other things. But guys, this is a proprietary platform. And Ryan is going to tell you if you want to be a Art of Homeownership partner. He does partner with loan officers in different markets. And I'll make sure you have time to tell people how to learn more about that. But where does Mortgage Coach fit into this? And show us one TCA in like 3 minutes. So we've got a few minutes to wrap up.
Yeah, so one of the things we do is when we go through the annual financial review part of it, we say, look, when we're helping people with credit and debt management, we have a platform that is second to none when it comes to helping people visualize the information they need to remember it, right, or to understand it. And so, we always talk to the realtors, like if most of the financial planners have the same similar, software where they'll show someone. I'm like, imagine the software you use to show someone their financial plan. Imagine if you didn't have that. I'd imagine if you were just trying to tell someone about all the things you're going to do over the next 50 years with them to help them with retirement, and they're like, yeah, that wouldn't work. And I said, that's how most mortgage professionals operate, right? They send them a sheet of paper, a loan estimate, or an email that's got some terms on it. And this is what we send our clients, right? So I'll show them, hey, if your client's going to make an offer, right? This is basically an offer where we use like a seller buy down strategy, right? Like how they can incentivize, how they can get their offers accepted more often. Right, so I'll walk them through, $1,050,000 versus offering less down versus a seller buy down versus buying a home at 987 at the same payment, right? So this is a strategy that we use for a lot of people that are looking for to help buy a home is actually offer the full price, don't lowball, get an offer accepted, get better terms, end up saving more money, save $33,000 over 5 years versus $4,600 by offering less money. So love this strategy for their buyers.
It looks like you might be doing some stuff with Scott Nicholson in the seller buy down community.
Yes, me and Scotty are good buddies, and he has helped us a ton with his seller buy down platform, which I think everybody should take advantage of.
So guys, we'll put a link to that down below too. It's called lenderlaunchpad.com. Yep. Great platform. I love it because it does a nice job of taking advice in Mortgage Coach and integrating into an online platform. And the seller buy down is huge. So there'll be a link to check that out.
Kind of a sidebar. If you want to blow realtors' minds, be a part of Lender Launchpad and seller buy down for sure. And then we'll show them, how we help people understand the difference between down payment analysis. Right? I mean, 20% down and 10% down. Right? The difference is way less than people think. For $80,000 differential, it's $470 a month. And this was a while back. So obviously these interest rates are much lower now. This is just one we showed one of our clients back here at the end of 2019, just to show them, differential and down payment, showing the financial planner how we can keep more money invested to help that person plan for retirement more appropriately. When you get into the bigger numbers, these things become way more evident, right? I mean, we had a client who was buying a $2 million house and was planning on putting 60% down. We showed them that they just put 30% down, they'd end up making over $1 million more over the next 25 years in their investment strategy, right? So us and the financial partner kind of combined together to show them these tools. So when the financial planner starts seeing these things and they go, wow, this is what my clients are missing, right? Like I'm not seeing these things, so I can't help them. And every time we help a client who works with a financial planner, we show them this analysis to the financial planner at the same time. And then they get two people saying yes, right? So two people they trust saying, yes, this is the strategy. And after a financial planner sees that you do this, it would almost be financially or fiduciarily irresponsible for that financial planner to have the client work with another mortgage advisor, right? Once they know that Mortgage Coach educates them in a way that similar to their financial planning software educates them, it's almost like, they show them this great financial plan and then they send them to a mortgage advisor who writes something on a yellow pad. And it's like, there's just a disconnect there, right? Like the two should mirror each other. And we should even work really hard at up-leveling each other through our presentation software, through our strategies, through our advice and guidance. And so this is always a part of our financial planner presentation, always a part of our CPA presentation, our family law practice presentation, contractors. So anytime we're presenting to someone, this is, we show them Art of Homeownership, we show them Mortgage Coach. And, at that point, it's kind of an unfair fight. You're muted, Dave.
Yeah, thanks. I love this. I'm going to show something on my screen, and then I want to make sure folks know how to get access to Art of Referral. So this is the playlist, Financial Advisors, in our YouTube channel. For a while now, I've had Craig Strett at the top. Craig, I'm going to put this video at the top. I think this, when you think of how do I get business from CPAs and financial planners, I mean, I truly think the interview we just had is, you got to start with that. But I would recommend, guys, listen to this interview. I did a great interview. I think it was about a year or two ago with Wally Elderberry. I've interviewed just a lot of folks on this topic. Danny Harani has a great conversation around this from way back. Make sure, I would say, everybody listening to this, if you're meeting with a financial planner, this TCA that Craig Strent did, that shows the difference between a 30-year and a 15-year, when you show this to a financial planner, they love you and they know you're an expert. So that is a core strategy. If you're gonna get business from CPAs and financial planners, you need to know how to go through these strategies. And when you go to that meeting, have some stories and some strategies to share. So, hey, this family came to me thinking they wanted to do X. After I asked them questions, I delivered this advice. They want to do Y. And the financial planner is going, I want you on my team. Like, you need to be able to tell that story. And they're like, I want you on my team. So for anyone listening to this, that they want to learn more about art of referral and your platform and how they can take advantage of it, how can they do that? And if you do want to show anything on your screen, feel free to share it. But, tell us what it is and how they can find out more.
Yeah, to learn more about Art of Homeownership, you guys, and I know there's a bunch of questions I'm seeing in the chat. Obviously we don't have time to answer them all, but you can literally just go here if you're a mortgage professional, click on mortgage professionals. You can put your information in here. The Art of Homeownership team will reach out to you. There's only 2 loan officers or 2 mortgage professionals that we're allowing per every 100,000 people in a marketplace. We want it to be a very exclusive group of the highest level IQ mortgage professionals in the marketplace, and then you get to invite your real estate professionals to have their own platform as well. But you can go here, just fill out this information, artofhomeownership.com, clear it here, and then these are the 10 benefits to you as a mortgage professional and how it's going to help you. So love to help anybody understand it, but I think when you marry Art of Homeownership with Mortgage Coach, and using a lot of mortgage coaches, educational platforms like Dave just showed. I mean, I've learned a ton about this from Craig. I'm in a coaching group with Craig and Tim Brahim's group. I think he's one of the best in the country at this, working with CPAs and financial planners and that strategy. Danny Harani is also just brilliant with it as well. So love those videos you have up top. Wally and his wealth team. Wally and I have been in coaching classes together for years. So dive into the way that these guys are doing it, because they're going to really help you analyze the approach differently. And I think once you have more tools and more offerings than the next person, it's just, again, it's a bit of an unfair fight.
For sure. And guys, I'm going to make a statement right now that when I define the modern mortgage professional that has a healthy mortgage practice that is Amazon proof, who cares if Amazon gets in the mortgage business? I think of someone that is doing it right with their past clients. They are doing annual reviews. They are delivering a service beyond a fee worksheet to the families they serve as the number one priority. But I'm telling you, I believe you are not a modern mortgage professional if you don't have at least 3 financial planners, 3 CPAs, 3 types of life insurance agents. If you're not the captain of a team of, let's just say, at least 12 advisors in different disciplines, you do not have a modern mortgage practice. And I know it's a refi craze right now, so I realize everybody's not gonna stop doing refis and going and building it. But guys, it's a perfect time for you to build that into. You're having more conversations with clients than ever before. Start asking them, who's your financial planner? And on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you with them? And if they say 10, I need to know that person. Do you mind introducing me? You guys got to get after it. And here's the last thing. We're going to give a link to get that demo of Art of Homeownership. And I know Ryan may not like what I'm going to say right now. I wouldn't have Ryan on here if I didn't think he should sign up and be part of it. But just going through that demo is going to be valuable to you. And, and actually Ryan doesn't care because he loves to educate and help people. And if people go through his demo and his experience, they're like, it's not right for me, or I can't do it. It's cool. Like, I educated them. So sign up for that. There'll be a link in the recording. If you are doing Art of Homeownership and you're active in the mortgage coach community, let us know how you're doing. We want to see that platform grow, because at the end of the day, I want to change how people get into debt in America. That is the bigger BHAG of mortgage coach. We want millions of families that when they get into debt, they don't just get a fee worksheet and a quote, they get options. They get cost over time in a way that aligns with their goals, and they're getting strategies to build wealth with real estate, generational, multi-generational wealth. And Ryan is, if not the best, one of the absolute best in America at doing that. So Tom, you the man. You didn't get to talk in the last few minutes. Is there anything you want to say before we wrap it up, brother?
One thing I always just like to remind people is that, again, if you're doing your job and you have a process, a well-defined process, then all your referral partners, what you're building with them is a relationship that's fair. Fair doesn't always mean equal, right? Because they might just want to give you their clients because of the kick-ass job you're doing, right? So if you have a well-defined process like these guys have well laid out for you, then they're going to want to send you all their clients anyway, right? You might want to have something to, tease them with to, start the relationship, right? But then just remind them, hey, through doing my job, I'm going to get us both more clients. That's it.
Love it. So guys, if you got value from this, like it in whatever platform, whether you're in Facebook, whether you're in YouTube, the notes and all the questions that are in chat of Zoom, they're going to go away. So if you have a question, you want to make sure it gets answered, go into our Facebook group. This is being streamed live. Put it in the comments down below. Either Ryan, someone on his team, or someone on my team, or me, we will make sure all those comments get answered. So if you have a question or a comment, put it in the Mortgage Coach Facebook group, Mortgage Coach Productivity Mastermind. And we will also, one of the things we're going to start doing now, instead of just taking the recording and just uploading it to YouTube, and some people find it, some people don't, we're starting to premiere them at 2 o'clock. So while this will be uploaded within an hour, it'll premiere in the Mortgage Coach Facebook channel at 2. And that's just another place for you to ask live questions. So there will be multiple Mortgage Coach members watching that at 2 o'clock. And it's a place where you can collaborate, ask questions, and premiere it. And then, yes, it'll be available in our YouTube channel. And it will be the #1 video in our Financial Advisor playlist, Ryan. And Craig Strand, I know you're watching this. So maybe you and I need to do another interview where we can take Ryan out as #1 and put you up there. Ryan Grant, thank you, dude. Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you guys. Dave, thanks for all you do, man. And Tom, thanks for being with us. Hopefully everybody got something from this and excited for the second half of the year.
Thank you, Tom.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Get after
everybody.
it, guys.
Please into the Mortgage Coach channel. We appreciate you guys. Take care, everybody.
Take care, guys.